Leaving Neverland is the harrowing two-part documentary which looks into the abuse allegations made against the singer. The documentary is from director Dan Reed and is told from the perspective of two of Jackson's alleged victims, James Safecock and Wade Robson. Jackson himself and his estate have denied all allegations of abuse. How to watch Leaving Neverland Part 2? Leaving Neverland Part 2 continues tonight, March 7th, on Channel 4. Part 2 of Leaving Neverland, the final installment of the documentary, airs tonight at 9 p.m., finishing at 11 p.m. Leaving Neverland was originally shown as a 4-hour feature-length film at Sundance Film Festival in January 2019. The documentary then premiered as a two-part special on HBO in America last weekend and has now arrived on Channel 4 in the UK. You can watch Leaving Neverland Part 2 as it airs on Channel 4, or you can stream it live on Channel 4's on-demand service, All 4. If you happen to miss tonight's episode of Leaving Neverland, you can catch up on All 4 after the episode has finished airing on TV. The first episode of Leaving Neverland is available to watch on All 4 now. Where is Havenhurst House? What is Leaving Neverland about? Leaving Neverland is a two-part documentary series that investigates the allegations made against the late king of pop, Michael Jackson. Jackson himself and his estate have since denied all allegations of abuse. The documentary is told extensively from the perspective of two of Jackson's alleged victims, James Safecock and Wade Robson. James Safecock, now aged 40, first met Jackson aged 10, when he starred alongside him in a Pepsi advert. In the documentary, Safecock reveals Jackson started to abuse him from the age of 10 to 14. Safecock even details how Jackson staged a mock wedding ceremony. Who are James Safecock and Wade Robson? Wade Robson, now 36 years old, met Jackson as a young boy and appeared in 3 of Jackson's music videos, Black and White, Heal the World and Jam. Speaking in the documentary, Robson claimed the alleged abuse first occurred when he was just 7 years old and took place for another 7 years. Part 1 of the documentary starts from the very beginning of when the two men recount how they met Jackson as young boys. Wade and Robson, alongside their families, speak of their admiration for Jackson and how the singer became very close to them. Wade and Robson then go on to speak about the alleged abuse they received at the hands of Jackson. Part 2 has already aired in the USA on HBO, and the second installment will focus on the child abuse trials against Jackson, where Robson and Safecock were witnesses. Robson has claimed he was pressured to lie in court at Jackson's 2005 child abuse trial, where he denied any knowledge of abuse. Speaking last week, Thursday, February 28th, on CBS This Morning, Safecock said, "Would I have taken this, the abuse, to my grave? I certainly planned on doing that. I had no expectations of ever telling anyone, so, you know, if he was still alive, yeah, I don't know. Maybe I would have taken it to my grave." The second episode will also look into the aftermath of the trials and the impact the abuse has had on them as adults. Both men separately sued the Jackson estate in 2013 for the abuse they suffered as children, but both lawsuits were dismissed. What has Dan Reed said about Leaving Neverland? The official Channel 4 synopsis for Leaving Neverland reads, "When allegations of abuse by Jackson involving young boys surfaced in 1993, many found it hard to believe that he could be guilty of such unspeakable acts." Leaving Neverland explores the experiences of two young boys, James Safecock, at age 10, and Wade Robson, at age 7. Who were both befriended by Jackson. They and their families were entranced by the singer's fairy tale existence as his career reached its peak. Through gut-wrenching interviews with Safecock and Robson, now in their 30s, as well as their mothers, wives and siblings, Leaving Neverland crafts a portrait of sustained abuse, and explores the complicated feelings that led both men to confront their experiences after each had a young son of their own. Playing out against the backdrop of our collective experience, the film documents the value of breaking silence, even when it implicates a powerful and revered figure. The film first premiered at the Sundance Film Festival in January 2019 and has drawn some controversy ever since. Ahead of its premiere, the Jackson estate issued a statement which read, "This is yet another lurid production in an outrageous and pathetic attempt to exploit and cash in on Michael Jackson. This so-called documentary is just another rehash of dated and discredited allegations. It is baffling why any credible filmmaker would involve himself with this project." Leaving Neverland Part 2 continues tonight on Channel 4 at 9 p.m.